Hey there guys, so today I'm going to be trying to figure out the best strategy for building a marshmallow and spaghetti tower. So I've got a couple different things in mind that I've been researching. I want to do an anti-prism. I want to try either a square, triangle, maybe a hexagon, maybe a pentagon. I want to try some more complex, triangular, hexagonal things, but I was kind of planning them out, and in a square pyramid, if you have like multiple square pyramids, you can like tessellate them up without many problems. But with hexagonal pyramids, the corners of each of those pyramids, if you're using the same length spaghetti, are not going to be the same distance away from each other as in a square pyramid. I'll kind of explain that later once I get to that point, but the easiest thing is probably going to be the anti-prisms, since it's really only, the triangular one's only 3 per layer, and then another 4 or 6 to support, I think 6 to support it. So I'm going to start out with, I think, a triangular anti-prism, see where that takes me. But I definitely think a more sided anti-prism would end up being better. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm trying to use the most accurate language, so it's not a 10-hour video explaining what I'm going to build, but I also don't want to confuse too many people. If you don't know what an anti-prism is and you'd like to, you can either watch the video and you'll see me build it, or you can look it up. It's basically a bunch of anti-prisms stacked on each other. So I'm going to start building that, and I'll catch up with you guys once I have some progress made. Okay, so for reference, this is one layer of an anti-prism. Basically all an anti-prism is a polygon, and then you move it up and you rotate it 90 degrees, and then you connect each of the vertices to a vertice on the layer below. It's not super complicated. It's just like square. If it was a square, anti-prism would be a square. Square rotated 90 degrees, connect, connect, connect. One thing I didn't really think about is, with some of the other things I've built, it's not too difficult to build something as you go up, but I found it already a little bit difficult at this level, just a little bit unstable. And something that I'm noticing is I've done a little bit of testing off camera, and a lot of the things that I built, if you remove one piece, it's not too bad, but this, it's not great that it's entirely reliant on one structure. Perhaps if there's a couple next to each other, it wouldn't be too bad, but when I'm designing for marshmallows, I feel like I really have to design in a certain level of error, or it's just gonna fall apart. So I'm going to try another level, but I don't have the highest hopes that this will work. I'll get back to you on the second level though. Okay, so got to level 3. I don't know if I'll end up using this take because it might not fall, but I did lose a piece down here while I was building the level, and I had to put that back in. It wasn't too bad. It was a lot better than I was kind of expecting the whole tower to fall down. But okay, so yeah. So as you can see, two pieces seem to fall there. It's a little bit sensitive to single piece collapse, I'm guessing. Okay, I think I'm going to call this here. So as soon as one piece breaks, the whole thing breaks, which is obviously, when you're working with pasta and marshmallows, that's probably not going to work well. Just real quickly, I'm going to throw together a 4-sided one to see if that's any better, but I don't expect that it will be. I don't know if maybe the 4 sides will allow for 2 failures or something like that, So I'm gonna build that real quick and be right back. Alrighty, so I've got this square anti-prism built. I would say it was harder to construct than the triangular one, just because you have to build even more without a solid foundation. Just from playing with it, this seems very flimsy. The triangle one, it didn't do this. So I'm gonna assume that if you take one out, wow, okay. So if you take one out, it doesn't fall down. But, okay. So, but it's just super flimsy. I kind of want to build another layer with this. Now that I see that, I'll be back and see if I can get any higher than the triangular one. Okay, so that was a pain to build. I did, to be fair, I had one piece fall out on the lower layer, probably because it was wobbling so much. But you can just see this thing is crazy flimsy. Like, if you push on either side, it just completely flexes. I don't know why that's happening, but it's oddly stable even though it moves a lot. I don't think I'm going to go forward with this. This is just too flimsy in my eyes. So I would say triangular antiprism. My opinion on the antiprisms. Triangular antiprisms, good for very quick building. You can get, I'd say about 3 feet high, pretty quickly, which I'm trying to remember. I think I've done this once or twice in grade school, and it wasn't too bad. It was fairly, I think 36 inches would have done well. Of course, we were kids at the time, but I'll keep working. I'm going to try, I think I want to try a pyramid now. So it's going to be a very, very simple concept, and I might combine it with some other things, but the basic idea is regular square pyramid, pyramid. So two by two to start, and then I'd put a pyramid on top of that. So that would be twice the height. The one major worry I have with that is that you're basically only going up. I calculated it out, and it's like 0.7 of the height of a noodle. So in order to get like 3 noodles high, say, I would have to go like 4 by 4, which that just seems like, compared to the prisms, that's just a lot of work. That's a lot of building. I think I'm going to try breaking a noodle in half for each of the bases and using full noodles for each of the up bits, I guess. The horizontal members are going to be half, and the vertical members are going to be full noodles. I think I'm going to start out building a 2 by 2, and I'll add to that. So one thing I just really like about the pyramid design is, here's just a 2-member section. This is super strong for a number of reasons, but each of these pyramids by itself is completely, you can pull out one member of this, and actually you can even pull out this entire corner, all 3 pieces, and it would still function. If you pulled out 2 different pieces of the actual pyramid, it wouldn't work. But by having 2 of them together, also, you see this little middle section is completely made out of triangles. Bam, 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 bam. Which means this entire side could come off, and this would still be supported and still stay in place. I am really excited to see how high I can go with this. I will keep working. Okay, so already I'm really liking the look of how this is going. It's very symmetrical. It's very I could not pick up either of those other towers. This is super solid all around, and I really liked how easy it was to build. I didn't have to hold but maybe like 2 pieces in place at once, and I could take a bunch of pieces out of this structure and it would still stay up. I could take any entire pyramid. I could take, basically 3 pieces out of any one or multiple pyramids, any of the pyramids. I could take probably 10 pieces out and then still stand, which obviously cannot say the same about either of the anti-prisms. So I want to keep working on this. I'm going to try to make it 3 high, and then I'm pretty sure I can get it to 4 high, maybe even 5 high. So I'm going to keep working on this. The only thing I'm concerned about is time, because it probably took me about as much time to build this as it did both anti-prisms, and I was already this high with the triangular one in a third of the time. Obviously, that's going to depend on how many people you have, what kind of time scale you're looking at, but this is going to take some time to get right. I'll post some times for everything. I'll keep going. Okay, so level 4 pyramid took just about 25 more minutes to do 1 more level. So obviously this takes a lot more time as you get higher and higher. I think I want to try a smaller anti-prism at the top. See if I can't get 3 levels of anti-prism. That'd almost make it my height-ish, I think. So, okay, so my whole thing now is that I have a base at 3 feet high. So that should hopefully, the hard part now is building off of that small base to get very high. So I'll see how well I can do. So one detail I wanted to kind of make sure was captured was I went with this kind of, I don't really like the square anti-prisms, but I locked it in place with a cross member, and then I did a square to triangle anti-prism kind of thing. This side's the weird one, but all the other ones actually look pretty solid, honestly. I'm gonna keep going with that, and we'll see where it goes. Alright guys, so it's another day and I'm ready to build a 3rd tower design to try out. I want to try using triangular pyramids of equal sides, and that should give me a hexagon on top, and then I'm going to try to build some pyramids off that hexagon and build stuff up off of that. So So I have my hexagon built, and it's a little over apostle length to get from marshmallow to marshmallow. So I think I'm going to put up some pyramid, basically, I guess it'd be 2 pyramids in the middle. And kind of see where that takes us. The main objective I have with this one is, my whole theory, I guess, is that triangles are the best shape to build with. So I want to make something that's like entirely triangles. Yeah, I might have to scrap this. It's not going so hot. I kind of want to just try this, throw a bunch of triangles together strategy and see where that goes. So I'm noticing this really interesting shape being formed on the I guess, okay, so this right here is an octahedron. So if I use octahedrons for all of the edges, could I put a triangle base out here supporting this? I think I totally could. And that would be a fairly vertical edge, it seems like. I think I'm going to do that for all the corners. So I was pleased to find that after a layer of this, I ended up with a hexagon. I didn't need as much outward support, so it took a lot less time to build than if I were to go all the way out. So right now, this tower seems pretty decent in terms of height. It didn't take too long. I'm looking right now, and it's looking like 17 minutes or so. I'm gonna brainstorm a little bit, might add on some more. I'll show you around if I do that. Be right back. I feel like if I kept working on this, it would be a little biased, because it's pretty clear to me that triangular pyramids have a lot of congestion in them. Yeah. I may make a part 2, but for now, final recommendations. If you're looking for a quick, like, super fast tower to make, I would definitely recommend the anti-prism. Like, if you have 5 minutes, I got up about 3 feet, I'd say, off the ground in just about 5 minutes, and you could definitely go faster than that. And if you took more time, you could probably go higher. I think because a lot of the problems with all of the towers come from poor joints. So if you could put more time into each joint, and with the anti-prism, each joint only holds 4 total. Yeah, 4, well, 5, maybe more. Maybe 6 connections at the top, which isn't terrible considering this tower alone, it looks like there was like 12 connections in that one that kind of failed in the middle. So I'd say anti-prism for a short time. If you have like a longer time span, like 30 minutes, I would suggest a square pyramid design using half segments to go up quicker, and then using a small anti-prism at the very top to get your final height. And actually, the top anti-prism on my design, I would have replaced that with just a straight up pyramid, because you're just looking for the final height, not any structural integrity above that. And I think I probably took like a minute or two to put that up at the top, and the tower fell down in that time. So if I wouldn't have messed with it, probably wouldn't have fallen. So as far as this design goes, it's not terrible. I think a triangular pyramid could work, especially if you went up in half segments. I think that could be pretty decent. But this whole octahedron hexagon thing, probably would not recommend. But yeah, I think for the most part, I'm happy with this experiment. Got up to about 5 feet, right under my chin, which I think for any amateur competition would be pretty darn good. Hope you've learned something from this video, and good luck in your competition. Alright guys, so rough news. I thought I recorded me building a triangular pyramid. It's going really well, and I made it up to 6'8". I made it significantly taller than myself. And I was explaining all this stuff, and I thought I'd videoed like 50 minutes. Something with my storage, I clicked it, and then I thought it was recording, and I didn't check back. So good news is it kind of fell. It took me like 10 minutes to figure everything out, and in that time the top fell. So I wasn't going to rebuild it, I was just going to show you around. But now that it fell, I have to rebuild it again so I can get it on video. So you should be able to see, assuming it goes like last time, you should be able to see the tower being made. And the tippy top piece for 6'8" tower. I don't know what the rule is, but like hands off 10 seconds, maybe. Is that fair? Staying up. I see a little bit of movement, but staying up there for the most part. Okay, I'd say that's good. But yeah, so I'm 5'10", 5'11". You can see that's at least probably 9 inches above me. Doing the middle school height test. So I'm gonna call that 6'8" plus, maybe 6'9". Don't have a ruler in here, but hopefully I can give you guys a little tour before it falls down. So first level, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so basically 4 layers of pyramid, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half pieces across. And then as soon as we get to the last triangle on the 4th level, goes anti-prism, goes two anti-prisms up from there, pyramid, and then single piece of pasta. 6'8", let's go. Honestly, this didn't take too long either. I would say this whole thing took 2/3 as long as the square pyramid that was not even as high. So I think in pretty much any scenario, you're probably going to be better off with this. Basically, I think this is, I don't know for sure, but this seems like a very good method to build a high tower in a short time. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and this could help you out. Thanks for watching, and get building.